G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 12 of Two Left Thumbs, a console gaming podcast where we cover off on all the newest games going on, not that there's many at the moment, and just news and whatnot in the gaming world. Quick little noteworthy thing to start off. Between now and the last podcast, we hit 400 listens, or 400 downloads as well, which is pretty massive for us.
Yeah.
So to the three of you out there, thank you so much for downloading and listening so many times. I don't know how you bear our voices, but you do, and we appreciate you.
I had a little squiz just before we went live, and it's 440.
Yeah, me too. I had a cheeky one too.
I had a little sneak peek, and it's like, wow, good stuff. Thank you, people.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Keep up the great work, and we'll try and keep up our super mediocre efforts over on this end.
Maintain mediocrity.
So with that, Dan, what's been going on, mate?
Same here, really. Mainly Warframe and Destiny with a bit of Fortnite thrown on the side. So I've been doing the same grinds in Warframe. I think we jumped in together for a session and went back to Warframe Primer, trying to remember what every single thing does and what it is. And and watching it was like me about a week ago when I first picked the game up again after a long break. You're like, oh dear. Like I said last podcast, the game is so big. And
it's huge.
There's that many, the crafting things, the mechanics, everything. So it takes 1 to 2 weeks even just to get the basics back down pat with it. So
I think I understood it right as it was time to stop playing. I'm like, yes, I get it now. Good night.
Yeah, it was an extended session too.
Yeah, that's right, it was.
PSN didn't want to bloody play with me and get my game downloaded fast enough.
I remember.
Destiny was a bit of a salt shaker because the only time I played was the attempt we had at the Whisper quest.
All right.
And after an hour and a bit of waiting for the stupid public event to spawn, it never happened. We rage quit and went and played Fortnite.
I don't know. I
rage quit and went and played Fortnite.
Yeah, you rage quit. We all went and played Fortnite.
This was a friend.
Now,
he was like, "Mate, what happened? Where are we?"
Yeah, that's right.
I wondered.
Yeah,
if this one wasn't it, I was out.
So just a little catch up on that. We went to do the Whisper of the Worm quest, which I've happily nicknamed the Whispering Eye. We went to go do the quest. We hung around for it was a good hour and a half. We had three of the Glimmer excavation public events in a row, and Dan rage quit. Now, I heard just before I went to bed that night that Big Stoner hung out and kept waiting and waiting and waiting. He waited all night. 12, I think he said. 12 public events came through, not one.
Nah, see, lads got more patience than me.
Not one. So, yeah. I don't know.
By the third one, I was sounding like Ash and Mir, man. I was like, Cabal again? So, yeah, I was like, nah, I'm out of here. Let's go do something productive.
Yeah. And I was fine with that too. But the Destiny grind is real now. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Solstice has dropped. The Solstice of Heroes, their new sort of seasonal event, which I had a bit of a look the other night. There seems to be a stack of stuff to grind in there. Whispering Eye is still there if people are still chasing it. And and all the stuff that was in the normal weekly grinds, the Iron Banners, I'm assuming the faction rallies and stuff like that are coming back for Season 4, etc. So yeah, there's plenty to do in the game. I've actually come across some things where people go, there's too much, we can't get everything. It's like, well, suck it up. Suck it up. It was a year ago we were crying that there was nothing.
It wasn't even a year ago.
Yeah. It was 2 weeks after September, 4th, whatever the game dropped.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, the game is full. Yes, there is a lot to do. You just got to let go of some shit. Or dedicate your whole life to getting it all. One of the two.
I've got a whole vault full of, as I know you're well aware, I have a full vault full of absolute weapons that I don't need.
Mm-hmm.
They're all garbage now. So, which is fine. It means I get to empty my vault and start collecting a new weapon.
Still patiently waiting for August 28th when mass shaded delete becomes a thing.
Shaded delete, yeah, that's it.
Yes.
I went to delete some the other day. I went, nah, waiting.
No.
I deleted 5.
No,
this is too much work.
Through your postmaster. Yeah, you can't even mass delete them through your postmaster. The only way you can mass delete them is have them push themselves out the other side of the postmaster.
Yeah.
Because the postmaster works on that FIFO system, first in, first out.
Yep.
You have to basically wait till the postmaster poops them out to get them to mass delete them. So that's the process I've been using anyway.
Yep.
Works for me and hurts other people's OCD. So
yeah, that's it.
Win-win.
Shout out to Mickism.
Yeah.
And he's still, I'm still sitting in the corner, shaking, no doubt.
Yeah, we haven't seen him for a while. I think
we haven't. No.
We broke him between your vault and my postmaster. He's scarred, poor bugger. Yeah, and lastly, just a bit of the bit of Fortnite, bit of tier grinding on Fortnite.
That was fun the other night, man.
Yeah, having some fun with Next Gen Grey and the guys. So that's probably been about it. My Fortnite of gaming.
Yep.
Yourself.
Much the same, man. We did the Warframe, we did the Destiny thing very briefly. I've jumped in 3 nights this week, I want to say, for the Solstice of Heroes grind. It's good, man. It gets you moving around, gets you doing things, like everything. So it's really good to see. I didn't think I'd be that into it. I'm like, oh yeah, just an armor set, but I'm really digging it. It's given me a purpose in Destiny. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you think of the difficulty spike in the missions? Like they call them the Redux missions. What do you think of the difficulty spike?
I don't think it'd be that difficult if we were full power. You know what I mean? Like if you want to go and do those Redux missions with the just the armor pieces that you need for those missions. If you know you do a little bit of homework beforehand and discover what it is that you need to actually have on, you don't need to have a full set on.
No.
So if you sort of lift your power by having just what you need on, I didn't do it myself. I had the whole set on. It took me way too long to clue onto how to work it, but it's not that bad.
Yep.
But my favourite one of the lot. My favourite one of the lot was the Spark.
It slowed us down a bit, and you had to play a little bit more more tactics than you normally would.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like most of these missions now, we're at a stage where you just pretty much, Titan skate your way through, throwing hammers, lobbing rockets, and other things.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty. You just roll through the stories. Whereas this here, I jumped in, I ran in, got annihilated within 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, so you took it back a bit. Reminded me almost reminiscent of the old Nightfalls, where you had to sort of hang back a bit, play a little bit more.
More conservative.
Conservatively, yeah.
Yep.
And juggle the ammo around a bit.
Yep.
You just couldn't sit there with one gun killing everything because you run out. You had to definitely play a little bit more conservatively than what we used to, which was good. I can't say I want to play like that all the time, but it's good for a bit of change of pace.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, like, each armor set, it looks like each armor set, like as you sort of upgrade them, will push you through them again.
Yep.
Now I can't remember why. I can't remember. It might have been the orbs, might have been arc orbs or something like that we had to keep going to get on it. Yep. Actually, it was the arc orbs on Earth, I think it was. But we kept doing the Spark mission. Slight spoiler alert here. If you haven't played any of it at all, running through that mission was really cool because, again, like, as you just said, we first found that you can't just run through it. You actually have to sort of be conservative, be tactical, and all that sort of gear on your way through. But when we got to the end, we took down that servitor. We're like, yeah, job done. Nope. Here comes baby servitors, and a stack of them. That got real quick. And you take those dudes down. Smaller baby servitors, but on the ups, like they just kept on spawning, which was, I think it was each time you killed one, it pooped out 3.
Yep. Nice.
So it's just like servitorception, just servitors within servitors. It's crazy. It's spawned a whole bunch of memes as well, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
The Oprah one's probably my favourite. But yeah, it was just really good. So good little surprise, you know. You've done the thing. You run in, you run in there balls deep, and yeah, it's not the clever thing to do. So it was really cool the way they mixed them up. They mixed the missions up, you know, because you know you've run it 100 times or whatever, so you know the mission. Everyone's just running through it. If you go and do that now on any one of them, it's completely different. It's not the way you remember.
It was good to see they just didn't add yellow health bars to everything.
Yeah.
You know, which is a common tactic within these games to just try and make the difficulty a bit difficult.
Yeah, but for those arcs,
it's like,
those orbs, I should say, I'm glad they did add a few more yellow bars.
So all right. What else you been up to, man?
Doing the Fortnite stuff as well, and the driving games. So I'm kind of sort of for at least the near future, I'll be sticking to that sort of scheduling. I'm not sure exactly how or where or when those games will be played, but we'll get through all of those ones. And a little side note for myself, also I hit 1,100 follows on Mixer 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago.
GG's, man.
Good little milestone. Working my way up to that 2,000 and see if we'll get our the partner application in. See what happens there.
Good work, man. Good work. Deserve it too. You put the bloody yards in, so.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. No problems.
What do we got over in the worlds of the freebies, my man?
Okay, so currently we still have last month's 2 games, but on August 7th, the next 2 drop.
Yep.
Okay, number 1 is Mafia 3. So it's an action-adventure game set in an open-world environment played from a third-person perspective. Here we are, think GTA, in which players assume the control of Lincoln Clay, a Vietnam War vet on a quest to seek revenge for his adopted family who were murdered by the local mobs. It's set in the 1968 New Bordeaux, which is kind of a reimagination of New Orleans, with basically the map's made up of 10 districts. You go there, you basically turf war stuff. You take, boot the old mob out, put your people in, gain resources, and follow your quest of revenge. There's different ways to play the missions, eliminate the enemies. Like GTA, you can use vehicles, you can use any gun you pick up, you can buy guns, etc., etc. So I looked at this game on release, but that was when I was very deep in Destiny 1, and it was one of those I was waiting for it to get cheap enough. And then by the time it got cheap enough, I fell out of love with it, so to speak.
Well, good news for you, it's the right price.
Yeah, I'm excited by the price, man. Yeah, old Chinese saying, stand still, everything comes to you.
Yep.
So so when I saw this, I was like, I actually really wanted to play this game back in the day, so it's, like you said, it's the right price, and I'll probably dump some hours into it. So, you have any experience with this game?
I do, and you're not going to be surprised in one bit. I boycotted this game. This is in typical static throw your toys out the pram fashion. I went to the EB Games Expo. Now this would have been 2 years ago, I think. I want to say almost 3 years ago. Probably. Yeah, let's go
3.
Yeah, let's go 2.5 years ago. It would have been.
It was during House of Wolves, so it would have been 2015.
It was it was when it was released. It was just before it was released. Actually, they had the usual the booth there with the game showings and all that sort of stuff. Waited in line for that bad boy for half hour to 45 minutes. The whole time there was like a staff of like 4 people waiting out the front, doing sort of ducking in, coming back out. This dude had taken notice of me. It would have been a good 5 or 6 times, and he waited. I think I was like second in line or something like that. I'm like, oh, hey, let's just chill out here. I've got nothing else doing. We'll go check out, see what this game's about. And I'm waiting in line this whole time, and it was 5 minutes. 5 minutes before they let everybody in, he walks up to me and goes, you don't have an armband. I'm like, yeah. He goes, this game's 18 plus. I'm like, are you about to ask me to show you ID? He goes, no, you need to go and get an armband so that we can let you in. Like, are you kidding me right now? You've been looking at me for the last 20 to 30 minutes. And right now you're telling me that I need proof of ID? He goes, yeah, we need you to go and get an armband. I'm like, so how long until you're going in? He goes, oh, we're about to go in now. I said, you, sir, are a fucking asshole. And I just left. And I swore then I would never pay a cent for that game. So, now I get to play it and not pay a cent for it.
Yeah. But you gotta have to admit, man, you are holding your age well. Tender young age of 21 you're at.
Yeah, that's right. I look old for a 21-year-old, don't I?
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
I love it. Oh, by the time you hit my age, when someone wants to hitch up for ID, it's almost a compliment.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm like, what a lovely young lad.
Yeah.
You know, complimenting
He's hitting on me.
Yeah. Not easy, mate. You're gonna need to buy me a drink and a dinner first. Like, no.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Roses.
This line you've been sitting in for 45 minutes. Get out.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. I can just understand that.
Yeah. So that was me. I just threw my toys out.
Yeah. Take that game.
Yeah. Called him lots of names. I think I left him crying. I think I left him crying, but you know.
Hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, good story.
I told you I had a good one.
Yeah. I'm surprised though, you know. Not like you're going to get a hate on and just hold that grudge forever. Yeah, so number 2 game coming out on PS Plus this month is Dead by Daylight 3. So this one sparked my interest a bit. I kind of knew about it, but never really paid that much attention to it. So basically, a players can assume the role of one of 13 survivors. I think it's up to 4 people can play like this.
Yep.
And basically, they have to survive the night. Another player can take on the role of the killer and hunt the other 4 people down. So if you're a survivor, your job's to try and get through a series like little quest steps, startup generators and stuff, so you can work your way through and escape. And the role of the killer is obviously to make sure nobody escapes. Looks like it'd be a bit of fun with a co-stream and other bits and pieces. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few people play it and a few people stream it. It looks brutal, but it does look like a bunch of fun. Like if you're playing with mates and whatnot, you can be smack talking each other and all that sort of thing, or actually working for a cause. But smack talking sounds heaps more fun. Yeah, it does look like a lot of fun, albeit very R-rated, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd let my kids in on this one.
No.
It's not Crash Bandicoot.
It's certainly not.
No, so yeah, it looks like once again we got 2 solid entries into the PS Plus freebie world this month.
Some good ones.
Yeah. While we're on that, you played both the current ones. I think we've covered Heavy Rain, but I don't know if you finished it by last podcast.
No, I hadn't. I hadn't started it. Man, I love that game.
Yeah. So how far through did you pick the killer?
Literally 5 minutes before the end.
Okay.
Like,
there was a certain part of it. I think it was when you go back into his backstory, and basically find out what happened to his brother.
It was
then pretty much where I had a pretty good solid hard guess at who the killer was in the game.
Yep. It was. So I've always been someone that'll just watch a movie for what it's worth. Like my mother used to pick the killer or whatever, like 5 minutes into the movie. Like, how the hell did you pick that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I went along with every little bit of bait the game gave me. I'm like, this is the killer. Oh no, this is the killer. I'm like, oh no, that's too obvious. They want you to think that, so that's not him. This is the killer. So I pointed my finger at everybody, except the guy it was, except the one it was. But I literally, even when you went back for one of those memories that you even said his name, I didn't twig then. It was probably 5 minutes after that. I'm like, you're a dumbass. Now we know who it is. Yeah. But no, I love that game. It was so well done.
Except you couldn't find the plates.
Now tell me, are there even any plates there? There's not, is there?
I'm sure there are. I still can't remember where they are. I'd have to go Google it. Your family had to eat off the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it was a real roller coaster. You know, right at the start, I got real upset because I couldn't find the plates.
Yeah.
So then I just kind of true to form, just kind of brush that responsibility when I'll go play with the kids. Then,
Yeah.
I can't find the plates. I'm going to play with the kids. But all the way through, man, it was just such a roller coaster of emotions and whatnot. I had chat crying and
It was good the way that it swung between like sort of the four main characters as well.
yeah.
So you didn't get blinded by one person's storyline or whatever. Each chapter you play from a different viewpoint. So you were looking at people, and like you said, because you're looking at people through different people's eyes, you get that they're guilty sort of scenario happening, because you're like, well, this person's, and they did it really well the way they wrote it, is that that person's bias actually influenced yourself.
Yep.
So no, it was a goodie. And the one I couldn't get in and play yet was Absolver, the second one, which was the sort of RPG beat 'em up kind of game.
Yep. I put I'd say about an hour into it, I think it was. Yep. You left us, didn't you?
Yeah, but basically
was that
by the time we finished up and the game was ready, I was going to bed. So it was 11's.
What was that? We planned to play it that night, but you hadn't downloaded it, so we went and played Warframe.
Warframe, and then once we went to Warframe, and then when it was ready, we were going to go jump over.
That's right. Yeah.
So by the time I was ready, it was too late.
Yeah.
I had a 4:30 start in the morning, so
yeah, I know those ones.
I wasn't going to stay up till midnight.
Yeah, I think I put an hour into it after you left.
Yep.
It's a cool little game. I don't know if it's got legs at the moment, but it looks like it's more of an early access sort of game. I think it's got the right elements to be something cool. Good little sort of. It doesn't tell you a great deal of what you're there for. Kind of reminded me of Rhyme.
Yep.
Just not so much in its art direction, but a little bit.
And just the way the art direction in the game.
And just the way it kind of drops you in it, and it only gives you little hints along the way as to how to work your character. You know what I mean? Like how to do what you got to do. It doesn't tell you why you're there. So as far as the story goes, it's kind of what I guess it's like almost imagination driven. But yeah, you sort of move through the world, and you got to just fight people. I'm not exactly sure why we're doing this. We just encounter people along the way, and sort of the first little bit is just sort of showing you how to use different things and to get past.
A Dark Souls storyline.
Yeah, none.
Where pretty much you resurrected a fire and you just butcher everything in front of you, and so why am I doing this, Sully? 5 minutes before you actually kill the final boss, and even then you're still scratching your head once you finish the game and go, what the fuck was all that about? Yeah, so a little tutorial mission just kind of makes you use different things, like use different parts of your loadout and whatnot, and then to move through, which is it was kind of cool. But the thing that really got me was the first time I encountered a person. It was an actual other person. I had no idea. But even after encountering them, it took me a little while to realise that was actually another person. But yeah, it was really cool. So I suggest you have a look at it. Like I said, the art direction is really cool. You can sort of play around with your loadout. It doesn't take long to be getting into, like sort of, it's very build light. Like you don't have to spend a lot of time min-maxing anything. You just kind of put on what gives you the best stats or whatever, and then continue on. But yeah, you can sort of run into other people, and you can gesture to them, or just fight them, whatever. It seems like there is a purpose. You need to go through and fight a certain bunch of people, defeat them, and then move on. But the world seems really big. Yeah.
So there's like little safe haven sort of thing, where once you're into that area, no one else can fight you, so you can go and you look at what you need to do. And sort your loadouts out now, that sort of thing. But then, yeah, you run back out of that into different areas, and they sort of open up, and then you got to explore that area and around each
So
corner.
like a central hub to the game.
Yeah, and then around each corner, it's got
branch out from there.
you could literally run through a door and there's someone trying to kick your ass. So it was really cool.
Lovely.
It's definitely worth a look.
Yeah. Interesting to see how it grows over time too. If they're going to continue to get it to evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there more to the world? Yeah, etc. etc. So.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I may have a look at that one today after lunch.
Yep.
Got a little bit of time, so I may have a jump in and have a look. I intended to have a quick squiz yesterday, so I actually had a bit of homework done, but didn't happen. Yeah, kids had other plans, so
that's why you got to do the cram session at 5 o'clock in the morning, like I do.
No. All right, so on sale over on PSN as well, we have GTA 5 for $30. I haven't played GTA 5. I've played 4.
That is an awesome price. I know they've just had a I don't know if it's
content drop as well.
Yeah, they've just had a content drop. I don't know if it's a freebie. I don't know if it's like a paid DLC or not. But it looks pretty fun.
Yeah, Rockstar always put out good games.
Yeah.
So there's been no specific reason why I've avoided it. It's just I've never got around to it, and it probably scares me. I've got that many other grindy games. I don't need to buy another open world grindy game.
Oh yeah, the grinding is massive. So.
So yeah, as I said, at that price, if you've been sniffing around, it's probably a good way to jump in.
Yep.
We have Assassin's Creed Origins for $47.95, which good price. It was a good game. It refreshed the series for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of getting really sick of the Assassin's Creed games. So yeah, they've changed the world, changed some of the combat mechanics, and given you a shit ton of things to do. So, set against the backdrop of Egypt around Cleopatra's age. So, but yeah, standard AC storylines. You know, it could be conspiracy theory stuff.
Yep.
And everything else like that.
So you've played most of them, yeah? Have you played all those titles? Now, someone that plays through that, as someone I should say that plays through those games, do you go and try and get everything, or do you just play through the story and just collect whatever's along your way?
I generally get to a point, and then I try and clear the map.
Yep.
My view is I'm not going to come back and play the game again.
Yeah.
And there's always a lot of hidden XP and equipment in these side quests.
Yep.
So by the time if you do that, you move on. You're actually over leveled as such for the next area.
Yep.
So it sort of keeps your leveling systems in the game, keeps you ahead of the curve.
Yep.
As such.
Because I've always been one of the people when I play those games. I think I spend too much time doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever actually finished one.
Yeah, and you got to know what to drop, because sometimes it's like, oh, no, it's just too much here. I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit Witcher was a bit like that. You think like first area, going, holy shit, this map's big and there's so much to do. You sort of churn your way through and clear the first map, so there's no icons left.
Yep.
And your OCD's at rest. And then you go on to the next map section. You're like, I've got about 3 years of grinding here if I do all this.
Yeah.
So definitely you have to sort of have a line to draw.
Yep.
So there's sort of the major ones that you do focus on because you know that they're going to gear and level you.
Yep.
And there's other stuff that are more collectible driven that I'll tend to let drop off.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, generally it's anything to do with butchering other people I'll do. If it's just boring stuff, I can stay.
You're a savage.
We have Neo. Good old Neo is down to $18. So any fan of the Dark Souls Bloodborne games, jump over into this one. It's a great title and ripper at that price.
Yep.
Everyone's favorite drink coaster is $28.95. No Man's Sky.
Now does that, with that, I'll let you tell the price first.
Yeah. So that's $29 basically.
Yeah. So does that come with the latest update?
It should do. There's no DLC packages for No Man's Sky as such. So
it was just a patch.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a bunch of people play it. It looks playable again.
I think the latest patch was a bit of that.
Not again.
Yeah. We have the Crew 2 for $70. I've seen people stand it as much because I haven't played it myself, but
Yep.
I'm guessing it's kind of like it's collect vehicles, do missions, upgrade vehicles, kind of thing.
Yep.
As such, so looks good. What I've seen of it looks nice. It's a pretty looking game. Looks like there's a ton to do. I just haven't played any of that series myself. Battlefront 2 was down to $25. And apparently they, no, it's not this one. It was Mordor. They've taken all the microtransactions out. So there are still microtransactions in Battlefront 2. Is $25 worth it? I don't know. I kind of avoid it mainly because, once again, it's just another grind. Looks like a fun game and all that sort of jazz.
If there's some kind of campaign in Battlefront 2, that's probably a good price.
Sure there is.
The thing that, because I bought Battlefront, and the thing that got me with that was there was no campaign. It was just all multiplayer. The multiplayers are really cool. Like the movement and the graphics looked like extremely real, which was awesome. But there was no story. And I mean, look, it's a Star Wars story. How are you going to try and expand on a story with a game, that's already been written? I'm sure they could have somehow, but I wasn't extremely impressed with it when I bought it. I played a few multiplayer battles and sucked at them because you got I don't know how many people are in a lobby, but it was a lot. And
60 to 100, I think.
Yeah, it was something that was massive, and I think I ended up giving it away, didn't I? Might have been one of the first sort of Dodd raffles that we did.
So I understand that there is a campaign in Battlefront 2, limited campaign, of course, but there was a campaign which to try and expands on the universe a little bit. Which, be honest, every Star Wars person wants that feeling of having driven. We watch the movies for the stories. We don't watch it for the combat sequences. So, as I said, it was just what I saw was just another grind, and there was the big loot box controversy and microtransactions, and it's like, oh yeah, you can get any character, and someone did the math, and it was some ridiculous number of hours to unlock one of the top tier characters. So it's like, nah, don't need that.
Yep.
All right. So we have Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, for $33.
That price is unreal.
Yep.
Go get it right now. Go get it right now, everybody.
That's always been on my most recommended list. HCD. Yeah, beautiful game, beautiful world, beautiful combat, beautiful everything. It's hard to not find a flaw in the game.
The grind doesn't feel like a grind. It's it's really good.
No, for a game that forces you to collect and craft for virtually everything you do.
Everything.
It didn't feel like a chore. And that's come from the guy that hates collecting. So we have the Dark Souls remaster for $41. So that's the newbie that dropped back in end of May.
Yep.
That's come down a little bit. We have Rainbow Six Siege for $25. So if you feel like sweating, you can grab that and jump in. We have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for $24 and Dragon Ball Fighter Z for $55. So they're like your Dragon Ball equivalent of Street Fighter.
Yep.
I've played the demos or betas for these. They're solid enough games, but for me, not enough to actually sink time into. We have Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, which I did a mini-cast on the other week for $27. So if you need an excuse to spend $27, go back and listen to that cast and throw your money at the screen.
I strongly suggest you listen to that podcast and go and spend that money. I'll be spending that money myself.
No, you won't be disappointed, man. It's a journey. It's so hard to describe the game in words.
I meant to pick it up last time it was discounted.
Yeah.
Because it was around $30 last time, I think. Yep. I meant to pick it up then and it just never happened for whatever reason, so I'll definitely be grabbing it this time.
Nah, you'll have fun streaming it too, man. It's a as I said, it's a journey. We have Burnout Paradise remastered for $18, which is I think a PS2 game from memory, or PS3, I can't remember. It's a remaster, $20. So yeah, I think good bit of fun in that for that money.
If you like crashing and bashing cars, go get that.
Yep. Resident Evil 7 for $28. That one's got me tempted. I was actually watching Miss Z the other night. She's doing a charity stream at the moment for Beyond Blue, and she was doing Resi 7, and yeah, it looks like they've taken the game back to its roots a bit. Less action, sort of towards 5 and 6. They've got a little bit more action orientated.
Yep.
And this looks like they've taken you back to the early days of like Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Just the story and jump scare.
Yeah. Lots of that.
Awesome.
So for $28, it looks like to be not a bad thing. For Honor for $30. Still don't know if I could throw that at that game.
No.
It looks like it had so much promise, but the execution...
I don't even think it ever looked like it had promise.
Oh, it looked fun. Just I always felt it would have been better on a PC. Just to execute combos and do different moves was very awkward on a controller.
Yeah.
With a mouse and keyboard, it would have been a lot cleaner, a lot easier to play. A lot in it as such. It just never felt good on a controller.
I don't know. It's never looked good to me. So.
Wolfenstein 2 for $31, which once again, great price for a great game.
Go get it.
And Pillars of Eternity for $25. So this, if you remember way back to your Baldur's Gate kind of RPG games, is a throwback to that sort of era. So it piqued my interest anyway. It looks like it'd be a good trip down memory lane with that style game.
Yep.
You don't see many of them like that. Most of them now, you're either third person or first person. You don't get that top down, almost map driven, or isometric map driven sort of games anymore. So yeah, kind of interests me in that regard. But once again, it's an RPG, and I'm getting increasingly time poor. So I don't know if I'll have the time to sink into it.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's about it. There's a bunch of other stuff over there, a lot of indie titles and other things, but they were the main highlights that I picked out.
Yep.
So what's happening over in the world of Xbox this month?
We've actually got something worthwhile this month.
No. You're trying to get me all excited, aren't you?
I know. I still don't think it's enough for you to buy an Xbox, but for those of us that do have Xboxes, it's well worth it. So I'll start off with we got the same one from last week, which is Death Squared, that little puzzle jobby. Black Rage wanted to come play with me and see if she could make me rage. We haven't played it yet, but I reckon because you absolutely have to work together to get through some of these puzzles. So I imagine all it takes is one person to go, just be a little bit trolly. Yeah, I'll stop working right about now, and I'm pretty sure there could be some ragey situations. What's that?
So that was intentionally trolly or unintentionally trolly as well?
Yes.
Either way works.
Yeah. And the other one is Forza Horizon 2. Anyone that's been by my stream or whatever knows that I play a lot of Forza Horizon 3. So to sort of go back to that one as a freebie is really cool. I've not looked into the details on it, where it's set yet. But I'm led to believe it's France or something like that, or France or Italy. I know they're very similar.
Europe.
Yeah, some kind of Europe, yes. But yeah, so as you can imagine, I've already got it downloaded. I wasted no time as soon as I found out about that one, so I'm straight on it. Deals with gold, we've got NHL 2018, if you like your hockey, that is $17.50. UFC 3, so if you like bashing people, that's $40 at the moment. The Surge.
You ever played any entries into those games?
No, I never. I think I
played an early one.
I think I might have played one actually, but I don't know, the mechanics just didn't work. I didn't pick it up. You know what I mean? Like they ran you through a tutorial. I just didn't pick up the movement mechanics of it. And
so one of the things one of the things I liked about the title is that you could just create a no-name scrub.
Yeah.
And build yourself up through the ranks, so to speak.
Yeah.
And become the king of the octagon. Once again, this was ages ago, early PS3 days, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, the mechanic, the game was a bit clunky, to be nice. But yeah, sort of I didn't mind the campaign side of it. So I'm assuming that that's sort of still in there.
Yeah, I imagine so. The Surge is $17.50. I remember, I don't know if it was like a game trailer for when it was released, but it looked kind of cool. I don't remember much of it except they sort of ran through maybe 2 to 3 minutes of gameplay, one of the first missions or something like that. So it might have just been like just like a gameplay trailer or something like that, where they sort of led you through a little bit. But it looked really cool, but it was never enough for me to follow it. You know what I mean? So it was obviously a pre-release trailer, but I never then followed on and went, oh, when's this being released, and sort of kept my eye on it that way. So that's probably not a bad price to sort of have a look at the game. I imagine that was around the same time as we were talking earlier, like same kind of timeline as that Mafia 3 sort of release. So that might be something worth having a look at. And the last one of any noteworthy, good English, Static, that's noteworthy at all these sticks, Shards of Darkness at $19.50. I won't be picking it up, but I've seen it out and about for $30 to $40 most of the time, so it's probably not a bad pickup if you're into it. What do we got? We got featured at the moment on Game Pass is Vermintide 2, State of Decay 2, Fallout 4, Rocket League, The Division, Dirt 4, and Sea of Thieves. Standard ones we got there: Halo 5, Gears of War 4, Elder Scrolls Online, Rise of the Tomb Raider, things of that nature. What have?
Rise of the Tomb Raider's better look.
Yeah,
that was a good game.
We got some recently added games. There's a bunch of the Hitman episodes. One called Ruiner. It looks to me like a sort of cyberpunk title, sort of set in the future. A little like the art direction of like Borderlands and things like that.
No, that's cel shaded stuff.
Yeah. That's really all that's worth talking about, I think.
No worries.
So, again, PlayStation beats Xbox, but Forza Horizon 2. That's my takeaway.
Yeah. At least they got a strong title in there, and then instead of some filler.
Actually, on 360 as well, with gold, freebies with gold is Dead Space 3.
Oh, that's definitely worth a crack.
Yeah.
If you've got it. Yeah, I love the Dead Space games.
Yeah. They're definitely worth it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear number 4 or a couple of remasters come through for that series.
Yeah,
for this current generation.
Yeah.
They were good games. All right. So that's that on Xbox.
That's it. Xbox done.
All right. Let's rock over onto news and updates. As I said, it has been extremely quiet outside in the world of gaming, but as we touched on earlier, No Man's Sky, what I come out, it was the ultimate dream coaster of a game upon release. This game copped so much flame when it was dropped, and after about a day, people are going, what? It's had a fairly significant content drop. They've been gradually adding to this game since it released, but I think everyone boycotted it. But the latest content drop gives us the fact that you can actually play with your friends inside the game.
Yeah.
One of the biggest complaints, besides there was nothing else to do in the game, was the fact that you had to do absolutely nothing all by yourself. So at least you get a chance to do absolutely nothing with friends. So yeah, basically, if you bought this game and you forgot to trade it in on a better title, it might be worth another look, especially if you've got a couple of friends that are still playing around with it. Yeah, as I said, it's not enough to make me go back and buy it. As I said, it's just nothing. It doesn't seem to be much point to the game besides floating around, finding planets, naming new animals, and moving on. So
This is the kind of game I know I would have thrown my toys out of the pram with if I had bought it at release.
Yeah, I know.
This would be a division for me.
It had a mountain of hype.
Yep.
And yeah, there was guys literally on the first day going, okay, so what's the point?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah. No, so they didn't even get to 2 weeks before it was just like, there was just so much hype around this game, and it just failed to deliver just about on every front. Having said that, they've been adding to it and building it and everything else like that. But that was, 2 years ago?
Yep.
Was it last year? I can't remember.
I want to say 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was meant to be the Destiny killer. It didn't.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah.
And considering Destiny's trying hard to kill itself.
That's right. That's right. How are these games not delivering?
Yeah, it wouldn't take much to topple it.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, probably not enough for me to go pick the game up. But if you, like I said, if you've got the game still in your library somehow, throw it in, have a squiz, and see what the new stuff adds to the game. Over in the world of Fortnite, a fix for ghost peeking. If you're dumb like me and didn't know what that was, it's being able to shoot from cover without having to leave cover. Has been dropped. This has caused a couple of other issues when aiming down sights with some of the other weapons as such. So I think if you're wearing some of the skins, the changes that they've made to the way you ADS, the skins get in the way of your sights as such. But I don't have a lot of skins.
I was going to say, I obviously don't have the ones that do that, so
no,
I guess
think it's
that
the
says something, doesn't it?
bear outfit is the worst one.
Yeah, right, okay.
So what they used to be able to do was, say you're on a set of stairs, you've built your little fort and you're on a set of stairs, and the way that you sit on the stairs allows you to actually shoot over the top of the stairs, like say with a sniper rifle, and then bullet drop allows it to fall down and hit the other person.
Yeah, right.
So you could effectively shoot out of cover as such. So as I said, I'm obviously nowhere near in the skill level that I was going to manipulate or take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm not that smart. So.
It's probably just going to extend my lifespan a little bit more, because I won't be able to go, who the hell just shot me? I can't see anyone.
You just reminded me the other night when we were playing, and Next Gens is yelling at you, don't sit still there. We're on top of this monstrosity of a building that we've made. And Dan's just sitting on top of a ramp with his head just out for anybody to snipe off, just sitting still.
Yeah. I was admiring the view.
It was a good view. It was a good view till the tree lopper came in, but yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if this is in yet, but I think the guided missile has made a comeback.
Yeah, it's in.
Yeah, but it's not same as what it was before. It's mainly if you're guiding it, it's used for scouting now.
That's pretty much how I use it, man. Pretty much how I use it. It seems like it doesn't last as long.
Yep.
Like the lifespan of the rocket itself doesn't last as long.
Can you still ride it?
I think so. I think I've seen a clip of Ninja, of course.
Yeah. That was always a good map moving option.
Yep.
All right. So over to Destiny 2, obviously we touched earlier, there's been new content dropped in that. We had the new exotic quest, which 5 minutes after the previous podcast, I can remember Twitter started lighting up on me, and I'm going, dear, would have been nice 5 minutes ago.
It almost literally was. This is the timeline of what happened last podcast. We finished recording. I quickly threw everything together. I started rendering the video. I went out to the Dodd meetup in Sydney. By the time we got to that, so it would have been 12:30, so just after lunch. We met up there, and UVS was telling me about it.
Yeah,
you are fucking kidding me.
Yeah, we've pretty much wrapped it up.
Yeah,
and I went out
talking about
there's
nothing to do.
Yeah, crazy. And so yeah, we've touched on the content there. I'm not going to dive into it deeper, but there is a bug was introduced because they've also returned 6v6 in our quick play playlists. So 4v4 is dead, I think, inside quick play, and it has also introduced a bug which has the community up in arms in a different form. Everybody's cheering. So essentially, the move to 6v6 has bumped connection and skill-based matchmaking out of the matchmaking equation. And most of what I've seen, people couldn't be happier. So
there's an uproar of people saying Bungie don't fix anything.
Yeah, basically don't touch it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Which I actually kind of agree with. I've played a bit. I've been in games where I've monstered and other games where I've been monstered. The skill-based matchmaking thing always has people sort of one side of the fence or the other.
Yeah.
But for me, inside a quick play list, I don't think they should focus that much on it. Inside your competitive list, yes. In a quick play list, it should be a lot more casual and relaxed. And what I found with since the introduction of SBMM into the algorithms is the fact that you feel like you're just about sweating every single game because everybody else in the game with you is at the same skill level.
Yep.
So every game is a 5-point clutch game. So I actually like the change. Connections could be better, and I hope they tweak that a little bit. I've had some really
there's been some shocking connections,
banner type connections.
Yeah.
But the actual SBMM component of it, I'm happy. You play for 2 hours and you still win about half the games, but you're getting a bit of variety. You're playing against different people. You're playing against some really good players, and you're playing against some less than average players.
Yeah.
But it's making for a bit more variety, and you don't have to just be sweating every single match. So at this point, I think Bungie have come out and said they've got no plans to fix anything at this point. And they are monitoring the health of the Crucible and the salt levels in Reddit. So just watch this space on that one.
Have you tried sniping in Crucible again recently?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I ran the other day with Alone as a God.
What do you think?
I'm still shit. Having said that, though, the snipers feel a little bit cleaner to use.
They do, don't they?
PvE.
In
Even
PvE?
PvE, the snipers feel better to use. They just like one of the comments was around the ADS speeds.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've made previously. It feels like they ADS better.
Yeah.
Which was all that was really wrong with them.
I jumped into Crucible the other night and I forgot that I even had a sniper equipped. Because I pretty much just ran in while I was waiting for other guys to join up, so I could start doing the armor set. And I was getting some decent snipes. Now I'm not the most skilled player. I used to love sniping in Destiny, and it's starting to feel the same.
Yeah.
Same as I used to.
I don't know whether it's the there's more targets.
Maybe
with the addition of the other two people, there's more opportunities to snipe.
It might be.
There's definitely shooting, from what I felt.
But yeah, you could like it used to be. You could have a quick look at the radar, go, all right, well, someone's about to pop around that corner now. I'm going to scope it real quick. Sure enough, there's a head, bang, done. Yep. But just got some real clean headshots with it, and a whole bunch of body shots as usual. But I don't know, it just felt really good. Felt really good to have a sniper on, and it was by accident. So
yeah, it's not a derpy challenge you set yourself.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Glass of water. All right, and lastly we have Warframe. Basically the only thing that's happened in that world is 2 primes have been pulled from the vault. So Nex and Rhino.
Another two I'll never get.
Yes, it's a hell of a grind for them. I think you can buy them for $55 each.
No thanks.
And I'm there. Oh, that's a bit steep, boys. And if it was $20, I might go, yeah.
Nah.
But yeah, $55.
If it was $5, I'd probably be thinking about it. But
yeah. Which essentially is they're powerful. Don't get me wrong. They unlock up end game content. Yeah, $55, no. And and the grind to get them is real.
Yeah.
And then we have their next DLC, or next content drop, they should say, is slated for a September-October release. So fun things happening over there. And that's about it outside. Just some firming up of some release dates for other games. And we're seeing a lot of pre-order excitement come through, but that's about it. There's not a lot of
little bit of news actually I saw during the week. Spider-Man.
that. I've got to go have a drink of water.
You're right, man. Go grab yourself some water. Looking real forward to Spider-Man. It actually went gold with pre-release sales. Pre-release sales. Was it last week? Middle of last week, I think it was. It went gold in pre-release sales. So that's crazy. That's not pre-orders. That's actual sales.
Hey, I'm back.
You're back. All right. So
Sorry.
you're right, man. You're right. I was just saying that Spider-Man's gone gold with pre-release sales already.
Nice. Yeah, no, there is a lot of excitement for that game, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. So I'm one of those. It's been paid for in full. And that was because I sent my wife to do it. So shout out, Mrs. Static. You're a beast.
I'm going to be kind of lurking around, hoping I can get like a $60 first day bargain from Target or something.
That's probably the way to do it. So that was a cool little bit of news. I did a little bit of a Spider-Man dance when I saw it. I even tweeted the devs and said, well done. Can't wait to be sharing the game with my community. So
yeah,
that was really cool.
No, as I said, there's a lot of positive hype for that game, and for a good thing too. It looks good.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I think everybody's read a Spider-Man comic at some time in their life, and there's a soft spot for him. So
yeah.
All right. So
we're on to Q&A.
Q&A. All right. So basically, these questions come in from you guys. So if you've got anything you want to ask us, hit us up on Discord, Twitter, our streams, or our email address,
which is 2leftthumbspod@gmail.com. Not the other word. Guys, get us an email. Be the first.
Yep.
Still nobody's rushing. What's wrong?
No,
What's wrong?
Even the Nigerians are avoiding us.
That's right. No one wants to give us millions.
Yeah. So as I said, there's anything you want to know, anything you want to cover, sing out, and we'll do our best to do it as averagely as we can.
As average as possible.
Okay, so this week, Black Rage is back again. And first she asked, how did you two meet and how long have we been friends?
Dads of Destiny.
Yep.
I want to say, would it be, when was that? When did I? Because you were an OG of the Australian Dads of Destiny clan.
I think I was in the first 10.
Yeah. The original 9, eh?
Yeah.
Would have been for me, I want to say it was 2015, probably closer to the end of it. It would have been right around Taken King, I think.
Somewhere there. Yeah. You were in the clan, I knew who you were, and you spent a fair bit of time over in the PvP world.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember whether it was towards the back end of Taken King, where the potato saladins were formed.
The saladins,
and I was kind of hunting around or you were looking for a person to fill out a number.
Yep.
Fill up some numbers in the raid teams, and I put my hand up.
Yeah. So what we used to do, we used to just pump out raids each week, and what we did in Taken King was pretty much checkpoint farming for the challenges, which is the Taken King. I think that's possibly the worst thing they ever did was put the challenges in. But after we sort of stopped on that, I just wanted to focus on doing full raids, and it was about that time we started looking for extras, and that's where we sort of really started, I guess, gaming together.
Yeah, that was probably when it sort of sparked, so to speak.
Yeah. And
then from then on, it's just having able to shake each other off and get rid of each other.
That's right.
Found that personalities were compatible, and neither one of us is super mega hyped. And
how cute we're compatible.
Yeah. No, it works well. So I think from then on, and from there we just sort of branched into streaming, and then we wanted to take it a bit further and go podcast and other bits and pieces as well. So
and now we work together like a well-rusty machine.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well broken down piece of
that's right.
Nah, so I think it would have been around about then, 2015, 2016, somewhere there. So number 2, would you ever consider streaming a board card or a tabletop game?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd probably say no because I don't play any of those things. But
Yes, but it has been a while since I've played really any of them. One thing I've been thinking of doing is there's the Pokemon trading card game online. So it's kind of a card game, but it's online. It's just the same as playing Pokemon. If you actually buy Pokemon cards, you can scan your code in or punch your code in, and it actually sort of gives you a deck of, like, not a deck, but like a booster pack of cards in the game. So if you're actually buying cards, you can then transport that into the pixel realm, I guess. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
yeah, would you ever consider like a 40k stream?
I'd like to do something like that, but
Be a bit
I'd be
difficult.
very particular about my setup. So it
You'd have
would
to
be
have a
quite
couple
difficult.
of cams at work and swing between them, I guess.
Yeah,
Be a little bit of stuff to coordinate there.
yeah. I'd say it'd probably take like 2 to 3 cams at a minimum.
And you want a roving cam.
That's right.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
No.
Yeah.
No, it'd be something different anyway. But yeah, as I said, I don't play any of those things anymore, so it's probably a negatory from me.
Yeah. Something like Necromunda could be alright because it's it's a much smaller table, much smaller area. To play something like 40k or even fantasy, it's such a big area. I just don't have that in the house. So.
Yeah, and like I said, you'd probably have to have a couple of different cameras and everything else. So yeah, it'd be a fair bit to coordinate. Necromunda, you'd probably get away with 2 cameras, a fixed one because it's smaller squad-based sort of action.
Yeah.
Be an interesting time anyway.
Yep.
All right. Okay, we're on to discussion point. So with this one, the next-gen consoles are being hinted at hitting the market in the next 18 to 24 months from basically all 3 major players. No one's come out and confirmed any dates, but all 3, so your Sonys, your Microsofts, and your Nintendos are all kind of hinting very heavily at another console being released in the next 2 years.
Yep.
Honestly, seeing as the mid-cycle consoles were kind of meh, honestly, a lot of people are going to probably hate me for it, but they didn't really offer, besides a larger hard drive and a bit extra and better graphics, 4K graphics.
Yeah.
Which neither one really floats my boat much.
Yeah, I don't know. The 4K doesn't mean much unless you got something that'll support it as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's an extra cost on top that a lot of people aren't going to afford.
What would be your expectation for a next gen console?
I have no idea. I think VR is going to probably need a bigger push. Because I mean, as far as the games we have, like the graphics and all that sort of gear and gameplay that we have is pretty high level these days. So I can't see much more than a VR push. What about yourself?
Yeah, well, like I said, the graphics don't excite me that much. As I said, like I've come out here before and say, the amount of teraflops and bloody blah 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 the games, especially the mid-gen consoles kind of had, it meant nothing because you're still limited by the older version.
Yeah.
All it did was just make it play a bit smoother and this and that. So and your hard drives, well, you just plug in an external USD if you want a bigger hard drive,
Well, I've done it on both my consoles now. So.
Yeah, so for $100 you can quadruple the size of your hard drive.
Yeah.
So neither one was a reason to throw $500 towards Sony. Having said that, if my current PS4 died, I'd probably go the Pro.
Same deal.
Yeah, just because you're there, you do it. But so that's not a driver for me. Like you said, it's bigger worlds. It's all about the gameplay for me. So you want bigger worlds, more immersive stories, more realistic graphics. Even VR for me, it's kind of VR still sits in that gimmicky world for me.
Yeah.
That looks like, don't get me wrong, some of the games look absolutely unreal and immersive as bullshit, but it still kind of feels gimmicky. It's not as though we have a full-blown AAA title that's been released into VR.
That's right.
So you're not going to go play The Last of Us, for example, in VR and just totally be immersed in that world.
Yeah.
They're just not there yet. No. So if they're going to push it, to me, that's where they got to start pushing it, not just like bot games or a roller coaster ride or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at what we've already got. Okay, so now with the sort of those mid generation consoles there, we now already have 4K, so that's going to be 4K as a standard.
Yeah, that's just
for the next generation. Are we going to get better resolutions? I don't know.
No.
4K is pretty big as it is. I can't see anywhere else to go, to be honest. Like we've got the immersive stories. Bigger is always welcome. So making games themselves bigger, that's just going to take more storage. I can't see much other room for improvement apart from VR. That's the only place where we're not seeing decent stuff. As you said, we've seen no AAA titles in VR.
Where the current technology is limiting what the game could be. So take God of War, for example. Could that game have been any better on a more powerful machine? Did it feel limited by the fact that we've only got this to work inside? To me, no. The world was huge.
The only thing, it was a huge world, but complete open world in that would be be the only way to go for that, I think, as far as technology goes, like complete open world where you could literally walk around the whole world unstopped.
Yeah, so like I said, it's even as a side note, TV manufacturers are going to start trying to push 8K screens down our throat.
Yeah.
But the market doesn't want it. 4K hasn't really gained traction. The only reason why 4K is gaining any traction is that it's actually compulsory to inside Australia, for example, now that all TV sols have 4K capability.
Yeah.
And that's a standard that's been driven by TV manufacturers because they want to sell screens, not by consumer demand. So people aren't going in the shops and demanding 8K or 16K screens. They're buying them because that's all they can buy.
Yeah, right.
You've always got your technophiles that are going to go in there and get the latest and greatest, but the average consumer now, and I sort of live in that world because I'm a tight ass, is going to go, well, I'm just going to buy something that I can, 50-inch TV. I'm just going to go buy what's going to be best for me. Do I need 4K? No, because we predominantly use it to watch Netflix, and you can't stream a lot of shit on Netflix at 4K.
No, that's right.
So, you've got this standard that there's not a lot of content there to support it. So, they'll push to 8K, but who's going to want it? It's one of those numbers that people can sling around and get excited about, but is the demand there for it?
Yeah, it's going to be a long time before that's the standard.
So. Overall, I honestly see there's actually still life within the current console generations because, have the games reached the upper limit of what the technology can provide? And as I said, I've played some damn good titles over this year, and I'm going, well, don't see, you get some games where you think, yep, your PlayStation, it's starting to sound like a jet engine and stuff like that. So there's not many things that are pushing the machines that hard.
Yeah.
So, as I said, for me, just make them more immersive, more realistic. That's about what you're going to get. All right. Anything else you want to throw on that?
No, that's about it, man. Like I said, I don't think there's much. Like you said it yourself. Like we haven't seen a AAA title in VR, so I think that's the push. In my eyes, the push is to try and get something like that happening, get people immersed in a virtual, like a virtual space.
Yeah.
With a AAA title, whatever that's going to be.
Get a completely immersive game that ruins people's lives, and then they'll get some traction with it.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got to go. So with that, let's sign out.
No worries.
Okay, so what are you planning to do in the next fortnight?
The next fortnight, just more Forza, I guess. More Forza, more driving games. We're doing all the driving games. Destiny 2 grind. That's good to be able to grind stuff again. I've actually just set myself a target now. I'll get this armor set done, and then I'm going to go do the forge weapons. So that means I've got to take my hunter through the Curse of Osiris campaign. Luckily, I've speedrun that in about an hour and a half, so I'm going to try and get that even faster. Well, that's it for me. What about yourself?
Me, it'll be Last of Us. I've got to finish that off still. Warframe, Fortnite, and Destiny. That's what my plans are for the next fortnight as well.
Sweet.
Yep, that's all that stuffs. All right, so you can find me pretty much at Dawn of the Dan everywhere, except Facebook. I'm not there. And yourself?
Static Guys everywhere, including Facebook. I am there.
Yep. Good stuff.
And don't forget, guys, shoot us an email if you would like. 2leftthumbspod@gmail.com. Do the thing. Until next time, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.